And here's some further key facts about wines from Germany and two specific regions which I have indicated so far already. Germany, the Mosel, we have a surface area of 8,798 hectares. Formerly it was bigger, but it got within the last 20 years a little bit less. We find it in terms of latitude between the 49th and the 50th degree north. In terms of altitude, as we are here in a valley with steep slopes, viticulture can be found from altitude levels of 130 up to 300 meters above sea level, with some exceptions even on higher altitude. The average growing season temperature is with 14.5 degrees Celsius seen as a cool climate region. The average annual rainfall is at the Mosel quite high compared maybe to Rheingau. We have between 948 to 700 millimeter, like we had in the last years, a little bit less. More or less a well-distributed rainfall and moderate conditions in terms of water availability, but which is, for instance, like in a region like the Mosel needed, as we have stone-rich schist soils with not a really good water holding capacity. The harvest months is usually October. Nevertheless, due to climate change, it tends to be earlier and earlier. And here the rainfall is with 78 millimeter, sometimes a challenge, or it is not too low to get botrytis or the possibility of botrytis in, which is a really important defining style characteristics when we think about noble rot wines, which are famous for that regions. The principal viticultural hazards for the Mosel can be seen as fungal diseases, but due to steep slope in direct line down the hill, erosion. We see also due to climate change a tendency for having more heavy rainfall events, and that would mean severe problems in terms of erosion. And the production volume is, compared to maybe some big growing regions worldwide, relatively moderate. We have here 0.7 million hectoliters. It is mainly defined by white varieties with 90.6% share in terms of white and just 9.4% in terms of red varieties. The major plantation goes back to Riesling. I think that variety is well known, and the second most important is Müller-Thurgau with 10.2%, delivering a bit more easy drinking white wines. An autochthonous variety for the Mosel in Germany, but also for Luxembourg, is a variety called Elbling, delivering some more neutral, acidity-rich, moderate in alcohol content, delivering white wines. Then Pinot Blanc and Pinot Noir as the major red variety found here. Now looking at Rheingau, we have a smaller surface area, a bit more compact area. We have around about 3,185 hectares found here. Its latitude is more or less around the 50 degrees north, formerly set as the northern barrier for viticulture. The altitude is round about 90 meters above surface level. Nevertheless, we can also find in higher altitude some vineyards, also based on vineyards in slopes. The average growing season temperature is, compared to the Mosel, a little bit higher, and due to that we usually see a harvest coming 10 to 14 days earlier in Rheingau compared to the Mosel. The average annual rainfall is lower. It's in general, or by average usually 590 millimeters, so a little bit less rain available. The major harvest is done in September, and here we see usually 46 millimeter in terms of rainfall. The principal or the major viticultural hazards are fungal diseases, mildew, powdery and downy mildew, and its production volume is quite low in terms of 0.2 million hectoliters. In terms of white and red, the share is 85.6% for white wines and 14.4% in terms of red wines. Riesling is dominating here with 77.7%, and then followed by the major red variety Pinot Noir, and we have really unique Pinot Noirs here in Rheingau as well. For instance, if you look at the village of Assmannshausen, where we find Pinot Noir grown in steep slopes based on schist soils, really unique of style, really interesting wines to discover from here.